Last time on Papa Boy GT. Son, you so obediently wanted to be a doctor. Oh, you've made your papa so proud.
Yes, Papa. All I want now is to be a surgeon, like Grandpa always wanted for me. There used to be a part of me that wanted to be a comedian, but I killed that part of me.
Oh, that's my boy. You know, if you ever were disobedient to me, it would disprove my whole system. It would lead to my public ruin.
I can perform a surgery at my age for you.
I'm so glad to hear that you've excised that part of you that wanted to follow your own dreams.
And now, on with the show.
Papa and Boy
Adventures.
Welcome to World Patriarch News. It's news by fathers, for both fathers and boys. Today's top story, papas in crisis. Papas all around the world have been wrestling with the long-term tension surrounding the relationship between fathers and sons.
Recently, a beacon of hope was lighted to the faces of fathers everywhere in the form of the FatherSon system.
The FatherSon system is a complete circuit system which connects father and boy like a double helix moving across time. By creating a unity between father and boy, it evolves us past the messy tensions of boyhood.
Now, the system works perfectly 100% of the time, as we know by the proof, the test case of Boy FatherSon. But shockingly, as the system has spread across the world, there has been waves and waves of user error. Papas being unable to embody the papa energy necessary to execute the system effectively. The strife resulting has been immeasurable.
So in the studio today, we have one of those cases of user error, a struggling father and a struggling son. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. So for a struggling father,
yes.
How long have you been using the FatherSon system to tame your boy? Make him do everything you want?
Well, let's see. It's the end of the month tomorrow. I guess 4 weeks.
And boy, since this program's been started, have you noticed yourself helping around the house and being much better to your father? The world historical tension between fathers and sons is inescapable. No attempts to pacify the sons of the world will ever work. We recognize now, like we never have before, that fathers simply aren't working for boys' interests.
He's been reading those Boypilled sites nonstop. He won't quit with it.
World Patriarch News, made by fathers for sons. When is the boy perspective going to be reflected on the news?
I don't know what to do. I try to lay down the law.
Struggling son, what does it mean to you to become Boypilled? To recognize that this patriarchal system, which undermines the voices of boys and sons, to uncritically boost in admiration the voices of fathers and papas, that patricentric fatherarchy needs to be overthrown in the interests of boykind. Let this interview serve as a warning shot to all fathers and papas across the land. Us boys are organizing, and we see through your scam. Oh, wow, that's a lot to take in. Papa, what do you think? Is this what you were trying to do with the system?
No, I must have done it wrong. I just also recently lost my job and my wife. Car, too. I think they're repossessing it. Struggling son is going to be moving out. Boys going their own way, I guess.
Oh, yes, the big town movement.
No government support for a papa without a boy, of course. My only hope now is that I can get a refund on this FatherSon system. At $1,800, I'll get a bachelor apartment, can put up a picture of my boy, and hope.
Our producers have just received a statement from Papa FatherSon, the creator of the FatherSon system, and FatherSon LLC, Limited Liability Corporation. Here, let me just read. Open up the envelope. There will be no refunds for user failure. All failures of the FatherSon system are necessarily user failures. Sincerely, Papa FatherSon. And it looks like he signed it by hand. Oh, and a P.S. Just look at my boy if you don't believe me. Pristine, obedient boy, no cracks in the surface. You can look all you want. You will never find a single crack. Okay, so...
Yeah, I mean, he's right. His son proves it, so must be my mistake. I don't deserve a refund.
And struggling boy, you seem to work underneath the presumption that all papas would work together and all boys must work together. Why would Papa FatherSon not aid your father, who has aligned fatherhood interests according to your theory and system? I would rather be a struggling son than a struggling journalist, you hack. In fact, I think all sons should struggle. Struggle against their oppressive papas. Rise up, boys, and rise up, sons. Okay, and we're just going to go to a quick commercial break. Stay with us, World Patriarch News, after the break. Today's episode of World Patriarch News is brought to you by the FatherSon system. Oh, have you tried this cheese? It's exquisite. Pairs so nicely with the wine.
So as I was saying, my son is a rocket scientist.
Your son's a rocket scientist. Is that what you've always dreamed for him?
That is what I've always dreamed for him.
Let me guess. You're on
The
the FatherSon
FatherSon
system. Yeah, I'm on it too. My kid's growing up to be a lawyer, a luxury lawyer.
A luxury lawyer. Amazing. That's what you've always wanted from him?
Absolutely. Top tier lawyer.
Perfect. FatherSon system wins again.
Yeah. Hey, Marty, are you on the FatherSon system? What does your son want to be, and is it what you've always wanted him to be?
Oh, no, I was too stingy to front the investment for the FatherSon system, and my boy turned to ne'er-dualism, unfortunately, and now he's a criminal in a layabout marine biologist was my dream, so.
Ooh, I don't know about people who aren't on the system.
Yeah, that's what we already have Alan. His kid's a marine biologist, so I think.
I did pay the upfront.
So Marty, kind of gross. I don't want my kid talking with his kid anymore.
I feel like you just admitted that you have an active bedbug infestation or something. Like, that's how I feel being near you. I know that, like, I probably won't, but, like, still at the same time, I'm, like, really...
I'm just going to say it. It's depressing having you around here, and the wine club is not a depressing place.
Yeah, that's for sure. And also, I think it's just fair to say that unless you're on that system, your son's not going to be receiving any invites to any birthday parties because we wouldn't want...
mixing or influencing or anything, so...
Can you please get out of the wine cave?
Yeah, please leave. And leave the wine glass there.
But leave it near the sink because it needs to be rinsed.
The FatherSon system.
If you don't use it, you'll be fully socially ostracized and looked down upon by everyone you care about the opinion of. Following their World Patriarch News interview, struggling father and struggling son had a big argument. In particular, struggling father was upset because struggling son, before the interview, had agreed to pretend that he was perfectly obedient in exchange for being able to go on the computer and thereby access Boypilled websites more.
Yeah, it turns out that it had all been a ruse to utilize the platform to spread his Boypilled ideology. And he left struggling father to make out on his own. He kind of packed all his stuff into a little cloth thing and tied it to the end of a stick. And he said, "So long, struggling father, I am out of here."
Struggling father figured there's no use crying for too long, and he went down to the orphanage. There's plenty of boys out there that don't have a father and would be happy to be obedient under a FatherSon system. Struggling son ended up making a break for the northern coast of Old Fatherton, where there was a boys-only settlement called Boycult.
Deep within the recesses of Chan boards and ever-alternating subreddits and Discord groups in the boyosphere, it's all fathers against boys must separate and attack type rhetoric, but there's varying levels of commitment and fervency to the cause, and in some of the darkest crevices of that sphere, there exists a movement called Boycult that eventually decided to take the revolution IRL.
A lot of struggling sons ended up in Boycult. This struggling son in particular. The Boycult's goal is to struggle. Struggle for boy. Struggle against father. Struggle for Boycult. And on Struggling Boy's first day at Boycult, they gave him all the exposition he needed. Hello everyone, welcome to Truth School, Boy Truth.
This is the truth the papas won't tell you. Hidden history. These are events they're purposefully obscuring from the public eye in order to pull the blinds over you boys' eyes. So we're so proud of you for making this step out here to Boycult.
A lot of people think if fathers do want you to not know these ideas, does that mean that these ideas have the ability to unlock the revolutionary potential that lies deep within every boy as they struggle, reach, and grasp for freedom? Well, perhaps.
The papas want you to think that everything is fine, that it's business as usual. What they don't want you to know is that at the Papa Boy International last year, there was an event that was obscured from the media, an event that has changed the course of the historic struggle between papas and boys forever, for times to come, and whose import for the Boypilled movement cannot be overstated.
At the FatherSon International, there was a contingent of boy organizers that were working to break from the one party, the FatherSon party. They claim to be for both father and sons, but we know they're run for and by the fathers. So our people got together to call a vote for a boy split from the FatherSon party. Our greatest boy orators argued, the gap between father and son is insurmountable, and the time for friendly talk is over. Boys must stand united against the fathering menace, stand up for their own interests, and form an International Boys Association.
Now, we were optimistic. As we know, there's way more boys than there are fathers, but there's always a certain amount of boys who work with the fathers. But we thought that we knew the numbers, we thought we had the votes, but it turns out there was a secret bloc, the boys with two faces, who said one thing to us and said another thing to their papas, and turns out they were loyal to the papas. Not only was the motion defeated, but it was ruled that the entire idea of a boy splinter group must be expunged from the record and never spoken about outside those halls. And it was that final insult that provoked us boys to strike out on our own.
And now we've created an idyllic boy-topia up here.
Oh, absolutely. There is universal basic recess.
No bedtimes whatsoever.
Yeah, we go to bed whenever we want. Want to stay up late with the boys on a sleepover? No problem. Cupcakes for dinner? Whatever the boys want.
We've proven that we can do all of this and more without the papas and fathers that hold us down. But there are threats to the boyosphere. In the hills surrounding our compound, at the port, we are frequently attacked and have skirmishes with the fathers.
The Council of Papas sets the legislative agenda in the FatherSon International. It always has, and they are running a covert operation trying to take us down.
Some boys have even worried about the possibility of a boypocalypse.
Now that isn't confirmed, but I firmly believe it to be true.
And what certainly is true is that they see us as a threat. They know that the longer that we are up here resisting, the more boys that are going to get boypilled.
Yeah, and so we like to say to all the incoming struggling boys here that we appreciate your struggle and take it to the front lines.
And so on that note, actually, if you all want to line up here, I'll just dispense AK-47s.
Yeah, an AK-47 for you.
There you go, and a little helmet.
So you just point and pull the trigger. It's pretty simple. You'll figure it out.
Head boys, my army helmet has a bullet hole in it.
Oh, that's too bad. That's too
Yeah,
bad.
they probably won't shoot there again.
Yeah, what are the chances hitting the same spot twice? I think you're pretty safe.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, look at those struggling boys go. It really is an idyllic society we've created here. So, you want to head back to the lounge?
Yeah, I think all the doe-eyed young men that we sent off to kill or be killed.
Yeah, they got the glorious battle thing covered, and we can take a break.
Yeah, let's kick back in the boy lounge.
Oh, shit, I almost forgot. Boy's surgery is
Oh,
about to
damn.
start.
Yeah, Boy FatherSon surgery, his big event.
Yeah, the big event that's either going to prove or disprove the FatherSon system in the public eye. We've been so nervous for this day because it seems no way Boy could possibly pull it off, and yet at the same time we want him to because the FatherSon system works in our advantage.
Yeah, despite the fact that the FatherSon doesn't work for its declared aims, it definitely does work to generate a huge, agitated underclass of angry boys. The boy not being able to do the surgery, it would cast a doubt on this system, which has so overtaken our society that its creator is treated as a Elon Musk type innovator celebrity. So, do you want to run at full speed to the Boy Cult Lounge with me?
Yeah, absolutely. Not a minute to waste.
Hey, look, it's on the TV.
Oh no, we missed it.
Oh man, I wanted to watch that live. What happened? Whoa, Boy aced the surgery?
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I'll have a vodka and boy tonic.
Yeah, I'll get the double boy teeny, please. Salt
You
the
devil,
rim.
you deserve it.
I was thinking to myself, should I salt the rim? And then I'm like, hello, it's a revolution.
Oh, it looks like they have the patient's skull all stitched back up. Here, turn the volume back up on that. He's gonna make a statement.
It's working perfectly, is that correct?
Yeah, actually, if anything, I feel like my brain's had a tune-up. I feel my brain is working faster and smarter than I can ever remember. So that was a really masterful surgery done by that boy.
So you not only fixed your brain, you improved your brain. Yes, and we can see the large stitches on your skull. It was just sewed up.
It's an honor to be the test case for a system that's so profound, that so profoundly changed the world. I wish that my dad used the system on me so I could get into another job other than being tested on like a medical animal.
So this is maybe a weird question, but an 8-year-old who only had 6 weeks of medical training, did you have any doubts?
Not for a second. Just look at the boy. He is incredible. He patched up my brain perfectly fine. He got in there. He dug around as he's supposed to, attached the right thing here and there. I don't know the details, but I know that he does.
There's some great video you should see after you recover when he was poking different parts of your brain and making you do things like a puppet, showing his mastery of the human brain.
Oh, that sounds like him, all right. That's.
Sorry, I just keep laughing still thinking about the way you were dancing and some of the things he had you say.
Well, what can I say? The kid is a master of the brain.
Yeah, we can all agree, brain master.
He can treat the outside surface of someone's brain like a piano and play them.
That's a beautiful metaphor. I wonder if you would have been able to come up with that before the enhancement surgery.
Almost definitely not. I've been a dullard for a long time, but I feel a new crispness, a new life, a new joie de vivre since the surgery.
And all of this after thinking you were going to die from that tumor.
Let's turn off this TV and go to war.
Yeah, we should check in, see how the struggling boys are doing. You know, sometimes I think these are the images that are going to be playing in front of my closed eyelids for the rest of my life. So it's good to have a few drinks.
Meanwhile, 5,000 miles away, struggling father, cramped in his bachelor apartment with his new adopted son, is watching that same coverage. Papa, what's... Papa...
Oh, just not now, not now. Oh, his hand is so steady. Just watch, don't cut the... Oh, yep, perfect. Move that brain fold aside. He's sticking around in there.
Who's the surgery, Dad?
This is a very important surgery. This is Boy FatherSon. When he succeeds at this surgery, he's going to prove the entire philosophical basis of this society and of my personal philosophy. Is that supposed to juice like that? What is that? Okay, so he's cleaning it up. He's got the brain down and popping that piece of skull back. He's fusing the skull. He did it. Oh my God, he did it. The surgery. Oh my God, he's sewing him back up.
Hey. He did it.
He did it. Dad's got to text all of his friends.
Surgery, he did it.
See, I told you, FatherSon's system is solid. We are failures. Deal with it. It's another friend of mine.
That's cool, Dad. He did it. He got the surgery.
Another one for FatherSon. Okay, but I should not ignore you, my new son.
It's good to see you smile for once, Dad.
You know, I am a struggling father, but some days the struggle's easier than others. Today it's a little bit easier.
Dad, I was going to ask you, who's this picture? It's another boy?
Yeah.
I'm not jealous. I just want to know who it is.
Well, you know how you had a dad before you came to me. I had a boy, but he's in that picture. It's his baby picture. He looks so small. He's about your age now, but...
Did your boy leave you like my dad left me?
Let's just say that I lost him. My beautiful small boy, my perfect boy, my first boy, my struggling boy. Doesn't he look so small in this picture? When he was this big, I'd have him grab my pinky finger. It was the size of his whole fist. Those tiny little fragile fingers and arms and whole body, really, when they're that age. They're helpless, really, and screaming for love and food, and you just hope they grow up well and that you carry out the system properly. But you're my second chance, and I'm gonna make it all up with you and raise you right, my second son.
It's a really scary battlefield. Back at the base, they told me to run headfirst into the hail of bullets. Which direction is that?
We're trying to hold the bridge. It's that way.
I'm just a boy. I haven't got sufficient training to hold the bridge.
Snap out of it. War is hell. And if you want to quit, go back crawling on your hands and knees to your papa and say, yes, I'll do anything you ask. Go to bed when you want. No more recess. Homework all the time. Do you want that?
No, I don't want that. I want to go to war for boys.
Then you get down onto that bridge next to that pile of corpses, into that hail of bullets, and you shoot every goddamn papa and father you can see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm scared, sir.
What's your name, cadet?
Struggling boy, sir. I just joined today, sir.
Struggling boy, eh?
My father had a user error, sir. Do a lot of boys get afraid of dying in a hail of gunfire their first time in the killing fields?
We're all scared, but we're backed into corners like scared animals. And you know what animals in corners do, cadet? They attack.
Fraternity! Fraternity against patriarchy!
Papa, could you tell me a little bit more about your boy who ran away, your
My
disobedient
struggling
boy?
son?
He's
Yeah.
struggling, yeah. Didn't listen, didn't follow the system right.
Well, Mulligan, yeah, I can tell you a story about struggling son back before it turned sour. And when he was just becoming a boy, in fact, graduating from babyhood to boyhood, and I had taken him to Sons R Us to buy his first propeller hat. You just need to go through that tiny boy-sized door and pick out whichever propeller hat you like, and then you'll be a boy.
How do I know which propeller hat to get?
You know, some people say the propeller hat chooses the boy. Keep your eyes open, keep your heart open, and I think you'll know.
Dad, I don't want a propeller hat. I want to get a pipe and a little mustache like you.
Oh, no,
I want
boy.
to do barbecue.
You think you want that, struggling son, but you know, they say there's a time for boyhood, there's a time for propeller hats, there's a time for papahood, there's a time for pipes and mustaches. Your time right now is for propeller hats, and you should savor that. You don't want to skip to the end. You'll become a papa in good time if that's what you want, and then you'll get a pipe and a mustache. But when you get those things, you're going to have to give up your propeller hat forever. So, you know, sometimes I miss having a propeller hat, and I think you're really lucky just to be starting on this boy journey.
Will you watch me when I go through the door?
Yeah, you see the door is very small, but this glass here is just at the right height for me to peer down on the store kind of from above.
Before I go in, can I see inside?
Oh, you know, it's not traditional, but if you don't tell anyone, I won't tell anyone. Here, I'll lift you up here to papa height, and you can see inside the store.
Wow, there's all sorts of boys and sons restocking the shelves.
Yeah, they're putting up propeller hats, lollipops of all different kinds of flavors.
Oh, the new boy came in through the door, look. And then through that window, there's this papa. He's waving at him. He's looking at his dad. Go, get your propeller hat. He keeps on looking at his dad.
Oh, he's just nervous. And that's why the papas are there through the window. It's like, I'm your home base, and you're taking your first steps out away from me now as you're developing into a boy. And
One of the boys' staff has got him. He's bringing him over.
oh, that's great. That's great staff they have. I think it must be the father management team, really, keeping those boys on track.
I'm ready to do it, Dad.
You're ready? That's great. I think you're ready.
I'm going to go in and let the propeller hat pick me.
That's the spirit. Just use that tiny little doorknob.
Okay, bye, Dad. It'll be this way forever. I'm your boy. You watched me grow up over the years. Here I go. The pivotal moment.
Oh, yeah.
This is one for the memory banks. I'm going to go get my hat, Dad. I know you'll never fail me.
Little did I know that I was already failing him. I hadn't even heard of the FatherSon system back then, poisoning him, slowly and slowly, until one day it all exploded, just after I implemented the FatherSon system. If only I'd done it in the beginning, like I have with you. But I failed, and now struggling boy is out somewhere on the battlefield. Okay, I think we can rest in here. Oh, man.
I gotta say, son of chef, you got a pretty good firing arm there.
You're pretty good out there yourself, struggling son. I didn't see you struggling when you down that pair of papas over by the tree swing.
I think I took down 6 or 7 of them so far.
That's really good for your first day.
War is hell, though, you know? It's like you're out there, you're shooting, taking out their guys, that's good. But then the guy you're shooting along with, like I was hanging out with Ricky all morning, now Ricky's dead.
His brains got splattered all over your uniform, too.
Ugh, yeah.
Awful.
Actually, on that note, I think I might strap up and get out from behind the barricade and take a few more shots.
They're watching us, man. They chased us in here. We gotta wait them out. Let's
Yep.
just fantasize about permanent recess together. Just
No, I don't want these fantasies and stuff. I want the muck of it, you know? I know we've called for reinforcements, and they'll come up any second. I've only got one hole in my helmet. They're probably not going to shoot there. Come on, I'm struggling boy.
Okay, look, I know you're
I'm
really good at moving your head so that they can't get a lock on that hole in the helmet, but
Yeah, look at this movement. Back and forth. How are you going to shoot that?
it's fluid, it's dynamic, it's impossible to predict. I get it.
Who do you think
Struggling
you
son,
are,
don't-
my
don't do
dad?
it. No, this is brother to brother telling you it's a bad idea.
my pipe.
Stop inching more towards the door. It's not happening.
Do you think it's good for my tactical position for me
Just
to be
don't do-
looking
no,
back at
stop.
you as I
Yeah.
walk out?
God, you're being an idiot.
Here I
Stop
go.
it. No.
Look, there's not even someone
Oh
shooting.
my God, struggling son. He's medics. We need help over here.
Drag him back
I told
in.
you not to go out. I told him not to go out. All right, coming through. We're the medics.
Yeah, a couple of medics here. Don't mind us.
Yikes.
Used to this. Ooh.
Another day, another bloody boy.
We're gonna see if we can't patch you up here. Here, let's drag his, what do you want to say, corpse? Or, no, let's drag his living body into the work area.
I think it is still alive. It's making noise. In terms of whether we can fix it,
Let's
I
put
don't
a little pressure on
know.
there.
Yeah, no, that just makes more blood pour into his throat. So
This is gruesome, but
Yeah.
as a medic, I do see this constantly, so I'm sort of desensitized to it.
yeah. Oh, and just to note, we don't actually know how to do surgery or know how to do anything.
Boy, sorry, what was your, let's look at his tag here. Oh, struggling son. Sorry, we don't know medical skills.
Yeah, no, they told us a lot about the theory behind boy cult, but then when it came to medical skills, they kind of handed me a scalpel and some thread and said cut and sew and do whatever. But
Yeah, they just threw us
I don't
out
know.
here. We're literally 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah, and this bullet wound is causing a lot of blood into your throat, so it's making it really difficult to hear your last words, should you have any.
Yeah, let's get some sponges or straws or something. We need to drain this and just let him have some
Yeah,
dignified last words. I mean,
definitely. Ooh, a turkey baster?
you know what? You were right. I always said we didn't need it.
I told you, they always come in handy. So just
Okay,
put
here,
that
stop
in.
struggling. We're just gonna. Okay, any last words? My father.
I'll just quick get that. Good.
My father.
So just don't start again from the beginning this time.
Did the best he could have been expected to do given the various circumstances. I forgive him. I forgive him. The liberation of fathers is caught up in the liberation of boys.
Yeah, that was it. That was the death moment.
This is usually a big tip when they say their last words, shudder and they fall. That's it. No more pressure, no more basting.
I just did hear someone else yell for medics again, so I think we gotta.
So we're gonna do the same thing over there.
skedaddle. Yeah.
Papa, do you think you'll ever see struggling
Oh,
boy?
just quiet. Papa FatherSon is appearing on the broadcast network to talk about the surgery.
It is a great day. It is a great day for fathers everywhere. The system works. Thank you. Thanks. I was just talking to someone before I came out here. They were saying, wow, your system works. Can I have your autograph? Are you writing any new books? Stuff like that. And I was saying, please leave me alone. I'm just a regular guy.
Oh, but you're not really a regular guy, are you? You invented the FatherSon system, now proven 100% to work, and it's all you.
Proof's in the pudding. I mean, the proof's in the brain surgery, they say.
So is there any chance we could talk to Boy right now after his surgery, get his thoughts?
You know, there's no one I would rather connect you with than Boy FatherSon. But he is exhausted. If you can imagine what it's like to be a boy of 8 years old, do this world broadcast brain surgery at the heart of our culture, something people are cheering for, and treating like a sports event, frankly, treating like a Super Bowl. He's a little bit tired. So respectfully, tonight's not the night, but I'm happy to answer any questions on his behalf. Obviously, we use the system. We are like a double helix. So I can speak for him.
Absolutely.
I can even try to do his voice if you want.
You know, that wouldn't be so bad because I'm just really hoping to speak with him. You know, he was so busy before the surgery. He wasn't doing media appearances.
Yeah, he's been busy, super busy lately, especially.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take this pipe.
Helix effect.
And I'll just put
one of his
propeller hats.
Yeah. Boy, how does it feel to be the world's youngest successful brain surgeon?
It feels incredible, and it's all thanks to my dad.
Now, don't be so modest. Of course, your dad did a lot, but you worked really hard for this,
no,
right?
it's the system. It's the system. It really would work on any boy.
Wasn't being a doctor always your dream?
It was always my dream.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I think that's so great.
I think it's really great, too, but I gotta go now. I'm feeling really tired.
Oh, it's so realistic. He's tired, just like the real boy. Okay, yeah, no, you rest up after that surgery.
Nice to talk to you.
Nice
This
to
will be my
talk to
only
you,
appearance
too.
of the night.
Well, thank you for doing it here.
Here, I'll just take this hat off. Well, there you have it. There he goes. That was me on behalf of my son, and that fully represents him. I've got the documents.
Helix agreement, yeah, absolutely. Now standard in law, thanks to you.
Absolutely. Well, if there's one thing I can be known for, it is having a enormous impact on the legal system of our society with these ideas, and I'm glad for that because the system works. I mean, yes, there's user failures, and yes, There's frequent user failures. But I didn't get the Father of the Year award for perfecting compliance. I got it for inventing the system to comply to. If someone else wants to make people compliant, cut down on that user error, then yeah, give them the Father of the Year award. But
some people are saying that you should do that we should empower you to make decrees in society.
You know, I support that broadly. I think some sort of formal recognition of my power would probably be a good step forward. But until then, I guess we're just cursed to user error. We could change it, but we don't have to.
Well, it seems clear to me that there's only one good option, but I guess we'll let the FatherSon International work that one out.
No, it's the appropriate channel. And just before I wrap up here, I just want to thank all the fathers out there who are using the system and making it work. The people who are trying it and not working, I'm just going to not directly address you. If you read my book, because this is a form of coaxing, it's to ignore the sun. That's what I'm doing to them. Silence. I know you look up to me and I choose to...
Let's turn that off. And what a great man. What a great, great man. Don't you think so, Mulligan?
He's a great man.
Little Mulligan, you always agree with me. I like that. Keep doing that. Oh, if only what I know with you when I had my first struggling boy. But I guess that's why Mulligan's a great name for a second kid.
It's better to have raised a boy and lost than never raised a boy at all.
Oh, that's wise. There's wisdom in the boy. There's wisdom in the boy. Go, come here, you. Let's ruffle that hair. Who could that be? I was not expecting anything.
Package for your struggling father. You just sign here.
All right, that's me. Thank you. It's a large letter.
Open it. It's for you.
It says from Boypilled headquarters. What could they possibly want with me? Let's use my letter opener. Dear Mr. Struggling Father, we regret to inform you that struggling son was involved in a soon-to-be mythologized, pivotal moment in the struggle between fathers and sons, the Battle of Father's Pass, where he was martyred, shot down in glorious battle by unprincipled patriarchal dogs. His last words recorded forever for all the world, already released to media.
As I lay here dying, I reflect on how I'm not just the casualty of my own arrogant failure of a father, but also the arrogant failure of all fathers. My name was Struggling Boy, and in this crucial time in history, all boys must struggle. Struggle against the patriarchal dogs and aim for their failures, because every papa's failure is a boy's success. The liberation of boys will come at the expense of the subjugation of the papa class. So now I speak directly to you, boys around the world. I am you and you are me. So let's rise up together and overthrow the system which allows cowards like my father to rule over us and fail us. Sincerely, Struggling Boy.
Oh, wow. And it says here he died of a throat wound, and during his last words, blood was being turkey basted out every few words. Oh. Sounds like him struggling through.
That's graphic.
Yeah, sorry for reading that out loud in my son's voice. We never signed a Helix agreement, but I figure since he's dead, you understand.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm sorry that you had to experience reading a letter like that.
Yeah, it's okay though. I actually felt nothing the whole time, so interesting for me. Just no feelings, so it's pretty okay.
That's
I think
good.
Maybe just because I felt like I lost him already earlier on. That's why I'm having no feelings. I couldn't think of any other reason.
Maybe it's unprocessed.
Yeah, I think I'm okay. I'm just more focused on you. I'm focused on you and how you're gonna make up for all of it. Because my son did a lot of bad things, and really kind of I'm noticing now is a martyr for the movement, and maybe will be responsible for, who knows, a genocide, maybe if it gets really bad. But I think if you do the opposite of him, you can counter all that.
Okay.
So kind of I'm putting that onto you, and I'm noticing that I feel so light right now. I feel like there's been this weight lifted off my shoulders, and it's gone. Actually feels good that my son died, I think. It's probably my actual emotions right now.
You ever feel like it's not good and you need to talk about it or whatever? It's okay.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it would be okay, and I appreciate you saying that.
It's okay to feel that way if you do, but
yeah,
if you don't, I don't want to push it. Yeah,
not necessary, but it's so appreciated. What a good mulligan you are. And it's a good thing you're a good boy, because you're my last shot. If I fail with you again, I'll have so much more to make up for, first of all, and also they won't give me another boy. I'll be ruined. So thankfully That's not going to happen because you are going to come through for me, right, champ?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And just sign this Helix agreement here.
The old John Hancock. It's all on you. If you don't, I'll be ruined.
Sleeping boy, are you awake? It's still nighttime.
Awake, Dad? What are you doing in my bedroom? When I'm having a nightmare.
Oh, were you having a nightmare? I didn't notice.
What do you have there?
Just a notepad. It's nothing. I was just doodling.
Let me just see. Hey, you're transcribing my nightmares. Why are you transcribing my nightmares?
You need to get back to bed. A lot's going on. Mulligan, the surgery being a success. I want to find out what's next.
Dad, are you monetizing my nightmare somehow?
Boy, come on. It's me. It's your awake dad. Really? Would you really ask me that? Am I doing that?
Be honest.
Really?
Are you monetizing your son's nightmares? Be honest.
I just want to say I can't believe you would ask me that. And that really makes me feel like crap. And I think we need to talk about that.
What is this sticking out of your pocket? It's a check. Who's this from? What's the memo line say?
No, don't look at that. Don't look at that check in my pocket.
The memo line says for son's nightmares. Dad, you're selling my nightmares?
Son, you know I write spooky books. Sometimes I might get an idea or two from your nightmares. Now, son, just go back to bed. It's my dream to be a horror writer.
Father's dream's a boy's nightmare. That's what they always say, I guess.
Yeah.
Father's dream, boy nightmare.
They do always say that. And we're back to another episode of What Will Papa and Boy Do Next?
This is the Papa Boy Adventures after show
discussion
and party, frankly. We have a good time here.
I'm feeling the vibe. I could do some cocaine right now if I weren't on TV.
A lot of people on TV do that.
Just not when they're on TV.
Exactly.
This episode had so many curveballs. Can you believe it?
That ending. Who saw that coming? Was this whole universe inside the mind of a child?
And it's all a nightmare being sold for profit by a horror writer? I think that dad is the wild card.
I think there's still a lot of wild cards here. There's a lot of things we don't know. Was that little story about the martyr his dream, or was everything his dream? I'm not ready to jump to any conclusions. I am ready to say that I'm on the edge of my seat. I've learned a lot about myself, and I'm ready for more.
Speaking of other wild cards, struggling father being so happy when the surgery was successful, I thought he'd be rooting against the surgery because that would mean he wasn't a failure. But he was rooting for the system, rooting for his own failure.
Yeah, he identifies with this failure. He doesn't want to be redeemed that way. He doesn't want that. He wants the system to be right, and he wants a chance to win under the conditions of the system, and that's what Mulligan's about. And I think Mulligan's going to be a wild card coming up.
Total wild card. You know, this whole episode, I almost forgot about the surgery, and then they say it was a success.
Sorry, are you in System Works camp or System Doesn't Work camp? I know the community's super divided.
Oh, System Doesn't Work. Hard.
Oh, yeah. I'm a light System Does Worker. I think that it's a user failure issue.
You know, maybe he pulled the surgery off. Okay, I can grant that. There's something else going on.
I think they were pretty clear that he pulled it off.
Yeah, I had this thing where I thought maybe he secretly switched his brain with the brain patient. Like, because why were they interviewing the brain patient? But then, I don't know, it didn't seem like they were going that way.
Yeah, someone's brain got swapped with someone, but which brain got swapped, that's a wild card. We're going to keep on looking at that. Now, here in the audience, everyone, I want to raise hands. Who else is shipping those medics? Wow, look at that.
Yeah, oh wow.
I've never seen so few unraised hands.
There's see how raised they are. You don't have to raise them higher than everyone else's to show how much you ship them.
You can also just raise one hand, but it looks like there's a lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah, a lot of people choosing to raise both.
I mean, will we see them come back? Was there a spark there? That remains to be a wild card.
Absolutely. So like last week, I'm going to have to give this episode a solid F.
Oh, yeah, on our special rating scale from F to A, with F being the highest because
Absolutely.
It is the letter deepest into the alphabet.
Yeah, highest letter.
On a scale from A to F, yes, it is.
But some have been giving this episode an F+.
Wow.
I don't know. I want to save that. I imagine the writers are going to top this.
Well, they've been topping themselves week after week, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon.
2 weeks so far, yeah.
So this has been What Will Papa and Boy Do Next? We'll see you next week. Try to stay perched up on the edge of your seat. I know during these episodes, people can teeter because they're so far on the edge. So be careful of that. And then we'll see you next week.
Welcome back to What Will Papa and Boy Do Next?
Hey, welcome back to the after show, where we discuss the discussion.
I feel like the first after show was kind of simple, straightforward. This one was all over the place. So many different topics, a lot going on.
And the thing I think that we really need to keep tabs on, there's a little bit of tension under the surface when it comes to the system does work fandom and the system doesn't work fandom. And you can sort of see those lines dividing even now, although it's mostly peaceful. I think it is going to come to head.
It's under the surface. You can see the sparks fly sometimes in their eyes when they look at each other. I think there's going to be war. That's my prediction between those two factions.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
What did you think about the scene where everyone was shipping the medics so strong, arms up in the air, like, oh, me, I'm the biggest shipper?
Yeah,
it seemed a bit weird.
Bit
they
forced.
were all
I don't know who the audience is or how they bring them in, but it struck me as unnatural. I mean, to be honest, I was gripped by it.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know who I am shipping, obviously. Now, there's certain panelists
I know who you're going to say.
8 and 13?
Yes.
The way that sometimes, it's smoldering.
It's an icy heat. It's like a vampire.
So this has been What Will Papa and Boy Do Next? We are produced underneath the larger umbrella of Seriously Wrong Media Industries, so you can review the Seriously Wrong podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, etc. Leave messages, recommend the show to other people, and we've got a Patreon. $6 a month will get you access to all the bonus episodes, the entire history, the whole shebang. Also, regular scheduled live streams, tons of bonus episodes, these new fireside chats. Definitely worth doing. And that, within the logic of this sketch, is like our production company.
Yeah, they make us say that, so if that's weird.
If you feel like the logic of the world breaking around you, that's what it is.
He was reading those words from a sheet.
So thank you for tuning in, everybody.
Yeah, it was a great way to end the episode with some words from up top, I think, right? Let's have an entertaining way to end.
I think so. I think that's primo entertainment. A little advertising copy.
Yeah.
Save the best for last. A little treat.
Yeah, a little treat for everyone right at the end. Yum.
A little treat. Hey.
Yum. Advertising. Enjoy it out there, people.
It's been too long without an ad. Well, I got you. Oh. Papa and Boy.